Hello listeners, this is Brian of the Description team bringing you news of our theatres for this year. The Renew project, which is the Festival Theatre's 50th anniversary capital project to upgrade and refurbish the Festival Theatre building, is taking place for the whole of 2013. The Festival Theatre is closed and all box office services are now situated on the ground floor of the Minerva Theatre. A temporary structure complete with 1,400-seater auditorium and bar will be situated on Oaklands Park. This is called the Theatre in the Park. For those with restricted mobility, there will be special arrangements and a buggy service to and from the theatre in the park. This is not bookable, so please arrive in plenty of time. The service will commence at 6 p.m. and 1 p.m. on matinee days. The Minerva building itself, theatre, box office, restaurants and bars will be open as usual, but note the next point about the roadway in front of the Minerva. It's important to know that the roadway from Broyle Road through the festival site will have very, very limited access, and the arrangements may change during the season as the building work progresses. The key points to note are these. The Broyle Road vehicle entrance will be open for all performances for patrons who need to be dropped off. The road will open 2 hours before each performance. There will be the opportunity to drop off by the walkway and the buggy service to the theatre in the park, and the usual drop-off for the Minerva. At all other times, including booking periods, the road through the theatre site will be closed to all vehicles. If you need to drive to the theatre or box office, you will need to park in the Northgate Pay and Display car park using the main entrance on the Northgate roundabout. If you have any concerns about access, please call our dedicated access line 01243 812 927. Here is some booking information. Box office telephone number 01243 781 312. Book online at cft.org.uk. Fax 01243 787 288. The address you probably know is Oaklands Park, Chichester, West Sussex, P019 6AP. The Theatre in the Park box office is open 2 hours before the performance. Situated in the Minerva foyer, the box office will be open on Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friends priority booking opens on Tuesday, the 26th of February, by online and by booking form only. Then from Tuesday the 5th of March by phone and in person. Booking for all opens Thursday the 7th of March, online only, and then from Monday the 11th of March by phone and in person. There are 5 productions in the Minerva and 2 in the Theatre in the Park. The first in the Minerva is a musical, The Pyjama Game, words and music by Richard Adler and Jerry Ross. The director is Richard Eyre. He directed The Last Cigarette here and was artistic director of the National Theatre from 1987 to 1997. Love is in the air at the Sleep Tight Pyjama Factory as handsome new superintendent Sid Sorokin falls head over heels for firebrand union rep Babe Williams. But when the employees are refused a 7.5% an hour raise, sparks fly and the couple find themselves deliciously at odds. Will love eventually conquer all? The Pyjama Game will be described on Friday, the 24th of May at 7:45 and on Saturday, the 1st of June at 2:45. Next in the Minerva comes a new play by David Edgar called If Only. It is the 16th of April 2010, the day after the first prime ministerial debate. Stranded at Malaga Airport by the Icelandic ash cloud, a Labour special advisor, a Lib Dem staffer and a Tory candidate consider their options. Can their parties survive without them? How will they get back home? And who'll end up in government? Now it's the 4th of August 2014. As the nation settles down to commemorate the outbreak of the First World War, the three politicians meet again. One of them knows something that could change the outcome of the 2015 election. Should they reveal it? And at what cost? The director is Angus Jackson, who has been much associated with Chichester. If Only will be described on Friday the 12th of July at 7:45 and on Saturday the 20th of July at 2:45. Next comes Brecht's The Irresistible Rise of Arturo Ui, which was performed here in the Minerva last year. It is a huge success and transfers to London's Duchess Theatre later this year. The director is our own Jonathan Church. Henry Goodman is once more in the title role. Chicago in the 1930s, the Great Depression, a time of unemployment, fear and corruption, and the perfect time for a small fry crime boss to make a bid to seize a greater power, an absolute power. This will be described at 7:45 on Friday the 6th of September and at 2:45 on Saturday the 14th of September. This is followed by Another Country by Julian Mitchell and is directed by Jeremy Herrin. The 1920s at an English public school. Bennett and Judd are both outsiders, one coming to terms with his homosexuality, the other already a committed Marxist. But the establishment has traditional ways of dealing with rebels, and when a scandal rocks the school, the young men must confront their beliefs and make choices which will have a momentous impact on their lives. We shall describe this on Friday the 11th of October at 7:45 and on Saturday the 12th of October at 2:45. The final production in the Minerva this season is the Chichester Youth Theatre's Christmas play. Dale Rooks directs The Witches by Roald Dahl, adapted by David Wood. It is only when our young hero goes to live with his fabulous Norwegian grandmama that he discovers the real truth about real witches. They don't ride around on broomsticks. They don't even wear black coats and hats. They are vile, cunning, detestable creatures who disguise themselves as nice, ordinary ladies. But the Grand High Witch has a terrifying plan to rid England of its children, and is up to a wise and wonderful grandmama to prepare her darling boy to face the most gruesome gathering of witches ever assembled. This is the story of courage in the face of a fiendish threat. We shall describe The Witches on Saturday the 14th of December at 2 p.m. and at the last night on Saturday the 4th of January 2014 at 7 p.m. Finally in the season we come to the two productions at the Theatre in the Park. The first is a musical called Barnum, presented in association with Cameron Mackintosh. The exhilarating Broadway musical follows the irrepressible imagination and dreams of Phineas Barnum. The story of his life and his marriage to Cherry reveals a couple who look to the world from opposite sides of the spectrum, and also reveals she was the practical one who made his dreams come true. We follow the legendary showman's life as he lit up the world in the colour, warmth and excitement of his imagination, and finally teamed up with J.A. Bailey to create the greatest show on earth. Cy Coleman's wonderfully exuberant score includes the hits Follow the Band, The Colours of My Life, and There's a Sucker Born Every Minute. The Theatre in the Park, with its vast, tented environment, creates a perfect home for this brilliant, uplifting musical. We shall describe this musical on Friday the 9th of August at 7:30 p.m, on Saturday the 10th at 2:30, and again on Friday the 23rd of August at 7:30, and on Saturday the 24th of August at 2:30. Finally, we have Neville's Island by Tim Firth. 4 out-of-condition middle-aged businessmen sent off on a team-building exercise succeed in becoming the first people ever to get shipwrecked on an island in the Lake District. Bound in by fog, menaced by wildlife, and without a mobile signal, this perfunctory middle-class exercise quickly descends into a carnival of recrimination, French cricket, and sausages. What should have been a bonding process for Gordon, Angus, Roy, and Neville turns into a muddy, bloody fight for survival. Because when night settles in, strange things happen out in the wilds, and when you've no mobile signal, no one can hear you scream. None of this ill-matched little boardroom would ever forget what took place in the genuine dragon's den of a November weekend on Neville's Island. We shall describe Neville's Island on Thursday, the 26th of September at 2:30 p.m. and on Friday, the 27th of September at 7:30 p.m. Our thanks go to Janet, the theatre manager, to Alex, who engineers the theatre sound, and to Mike for his love of the theatre and his care for the disabled. We hope that you will enjoy the season, and we look forward, as ever, to meeting and chatting with you. For now, goodbye.